Hi everybody, my name is Francie, and in case you don't know anything about me, I'm a fashion blogger and I've been doing this for the last 9.5 years. What this video is about is basically I thought it'd be really cool to give you guys a kind of a behind the scenes / tutorial view of how a fashion editorial is produced, especially one done by a fashion blogger. I have just recently on my website launched an e-magazine called the September issue, and for the September issue I generally go above and beyond in what I produce in regards to fashion editorials, and I thought I'd create a video and kind of show you the steps that I take to get to the final image and talk you through some of the slight difficulties you might have, what you need to watch out for, what is important, and just kind of give you a kind of a behind the scenes look of how something like this is produced. And that's what this video is all about today. All right, let me talk you through how I start off with the initial concept and go all the way to creating a theme and something concrete that I can start working on and researching. So the vast majority of this section is just research. A lot of this stuff will have been done months in advance. So for example, we are shooting for the September issue. So we're trying to focus on the biggest trends for autumn winter. But I generally start this part in start to middle summer, where I start going through all the websites of Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Elle, Marie Claire, Glamour, anyone that does anything major on the autumn winter trends, and I start having a look at all of them. I don't want to shoot too much of the same trends over and over again, since I'm only doing 5 trends for autumn winter. And for me, it was very important that these 4 shoots are all separate and unique from each other, because that helps with the theme and the story that you're trying to create. So I knew I was going to shoot all leather outfits. So the next one was, well, what is the theme? Who is this shoot for? What does the audience look like that would be interested in this shoot? That the woman that would be interested in the all leather outfit is not necessarily the same as the woman that is interested in a dark romance, you know, florals and punk and goth. So I suppose this is where the next part comes in, which is all about creating an editorial story, knowing the story you're going to tell. The difference between just an outfit shoot and a blog post about outfit of the day and an editorial is an editorial has a story behind it. Makes editorial so great is it's not just telling you a story, but it's also telling you when you could possibly wear this trend in a way that works for you in your everyday life. So dark romance is all about evening wear. Well, Hell for Leather is actually more day wear, would you believe it? It's the kind of thing you can actually walk into an office wearing and not feel too self-conscious. It's because it's quite toned down, the colours are quite neutral, it's perfect for office wear. And I wanted to show that with this shoot. So that is how I come up with the initial concept, go through all the different trends, figure out what is happening, narrow it down into something that I can work with, and then create a theme and an editorial story behind it. So, how do I choose a location? The first thing you would need to know is roughly what you want to shoot. For that, you should obviously have already sorted out your initial concept and your theme. We are now going to take all those ideas that we built up with our theme and our initial concept and put it into something we can actually use. When I am out and about, I am constantly keeping an eye out on things. Anything that kind of sparks my interest, a cute corner or something interesting or a new cafe, I take a photo of it, I store it on my Google Drive under a big massive folder for possible locations, and I keep that. So when I'm concepting, I've already got a lot of ideas for cool, interesting places. It's just a matter of fitting them with something that matches your theme. So for our theme for Hell for Leather, we want sharp lines, a real architectural space. I love the idea of limestone. And so it kind of came to me a while ago to shoot at the Bank of England. Now, obviously, I can't get inside it, but the outside of the building is actually kind of fantastic. It's got lots of cute little nooks and crannies. There's a famous corner that's called the Tivoli corner. It has massive metal doors that are very imposing and just perfect for my shoot. So once you kind of have an idea of where you'd like to shoot, you can do two things, and you should generally do these together. You should go out and scout it yourself, walk around, take pictures, get an idea of the feel for it. If you cannot do that, and to help supplement the actual location scout, I go and use Google Maps. Google Maps in Street View is absolutely fantastic. You can kind of go around, you can close up, you can kind of get a feel for a place if you can't exactly go and look at the place yourself. I would caution you on whether you choose this for every single location. But if you're not sure of a place, definitely go see it. There are other times when you're going to be shooting somewhere and you've not actually got a chance to be there yet. Google Maps only tells you so much. Like right now, I cannot go down this street. And that street is actually where I'm thinking of shooting as well, because it's a lot quieter and they've got more delivery entries there with those big, massive metal doors. I cannot go down there because Google Maps never shot this street. It never ran a car down there. So what do? The second option is to just Google it. Look up Google Images. So that's kind of what I done here, is I went and searched for the Bank of England for the metal door and just pulled up lots and lots of stock footages, other people's use. So another thing worth talking about when location choosing is whether you want to use props. So I'm kind of in two minds about this one. For the last, for years and years, props was a big thing. And I was a big fan of it. And I've kind of gone off the idea of props. Not every shoot will be great for it. It's definitely worth something you need to think about, especially when you're thinking about the location and you're trying to get an idea of what angles and frames and setup you want to create for this particular shoot. For Hell for Leather, I do not want to use any props whatsoever. I want the architecture and the clothes to say it all. Anything interesting visually is going to happen with the camera angle and how the shot is set up. And that's how I choose my locations. So once you start having an idea for that, it starts to make the shoot much more real, and it allows you to figure out what outfits are going to go with what part of the location and how you're going to shoot it. And suddenly you go from this concept of a shoot and this initial idea to something workable, something actionable, something that you can actually then do, and you know exactly what you're going to do, so that when you arrive on location on the morning, you know what is going to work, where you're going to shoot, and you're not spending time dithering and figuring out, is this going to work? How about this? So yeah, that's why I do all of this.